Okay, so I hope all of you can see my screen. Now, concerning the settings, a lot of people ask me how the settings work. So we will just go into the settings, try to explain everything related to the settings, and then we will also go over some illustrations about the trending and the counter trending examples. Okay, so first with the settings. As you can see here, you have a list of settings which you can see in the inputs of the software. Now, most of the settings are self-explanatory, but I will explain them all anyway. Now, for the close panic, what it means, let's say you have open trades, it will just close all the trades, if you set it to true, of course. It will close all the trades on that specific currency pair. Now, if you have like the close buy trend, you know that you have like two strategies in place with this EA. One is a trend trades and the other is counter trend trades. So as you can see, you will have buy with the trend and buy counter trend, sell with the trend, sell counter trend. You can turn these trades on or off. So you can have just the trending trades working, like buy trend, sell trend, true, or you can have the buy counter and sell counter working with the setting them to true. If you set them here to false, you will only have one of the strategies working, which is going to be like, for example, if you set the counter to false, then you will only have the trades with the trend, which I will explain in a few minutes. What does it mean? How does it work? So if you say here close buy trend, well, it will close just the trades opened with the buy trend. Also for the sell, it's the same. It will close all the sell trend trades. Close buy counter, it will close all the trades opened with the counter trend. Close sell counter, it will close all the sell counter trades. Now, if you want to have like a specific risk in the money, let's say you have an account of $10,000 and you want to say, okay, if I lose $1,000, I'm out, I stop. So you can put here as true, and you can put here as what amount you want to risk in money, which is like $1,000. Also, if you want to put a target in money, you can put here like $1,000. If it makes like $1,000 on all the trades, it will close. It will close on this specific pair. Let's say you attach it to several pairs, like to Euro, US dollar, USD, JPY, and other things. It will only close when you have it set to true. So if you have it like false on one chart, true on the second chart, this will only be activated on the one which is true. Now here you can select the time of the day where you want it to take new trades. So let's suppose you put it from 6 in the morning to 6, like 6 afternoon. This is based on the server time. So it will look at the server time of your broker, okay? And not your computer time. It's based on the server time. Now, what it will do, it will take new trades only during 6 to 18. Let's say if you selected 6 here, like start hour 6 and stop hour 18, it will take new trades between 6 and 18. However, with the follow-up trades, which are based on the grid, it will still take them unless you put the level max, like maximum 1 or 2 or whatever you want. Okay. So this is for the start hour and stop hour. We discussed buy counter, sell counter. If you don't want it to trade against the main trend, then you can set these to false. All right. Now, the lot mode, you have two lot modes. You have lot mode 1, lot mode 2. The lot mode 1, it's going to compound. So when you have lot mode equal 1, it will look at the second information here, which is compound, and then you can set this manage lot number to whatever you want. Now, I will explain how it works. If you set this to lot mode 2, then it will just look at the fixed lot. So whatever value you have here, it will start with this value. All right. Now, how the lot mode 1 works. Let's say you have an account which is $1,000. If you wanted to start working with 0.01 lots, you have to set the managed lot here equal to 100,000. So it will divide the 10,000 by the 100,000 to get the 0.01. Okay. So if you have like an account $10,000 and you want that it will also work with 0.01 and compound every time it's like 20,000, it will become 0.02 automatically and like that. So you have to set this to 1 million if you want 0.01. If you want 0.01 for every $3,000, then you can set this managed lot as 300,000 as I have it here. Like this will trade for every $3,000 0.01 lots. Now, if you are running more than one EA on the same account, you can change the magic number, like set it here is 69. And if you want to have another instance of like this is working on Euro US dollar. Now, let's suppose you want to run this on also Euro US dollar, but with a different configuration. You can open a second chart and change the magic number, and then it will start to open trades and manage them based on the other chart, which will be having a different magic number. Now, if you are activating the grid, now how you can deactivate the grid? If you don't want the grid to work, so you only want one trade to open, then you have to put the level max to 1. If you put the level max to 1, you will not have a grid. Okay, you will just have one trade open at a time. And if you want a grid, you can select how many maximum levels in the grid you want. Now, the range is the distance in pips between the levels of the grid. I will be explaining the grid, what is a grid, and how it's working later on. Now, the Dmrt is the demartingale. You can set it off by setting this number to 1. If you have like this Dmrt equal 1, then you will not have a martingale. It will not multiply the orders. The orders will still be the same. They will be like if you start here with 0.01, the second order, if you have like 8 maximum levels, then all the levels will trade at 0.01. Okay. If you want to have a less aggressive martingale, you can set this to 1.5, 1.3. Now 1.7 is aggressive, and the more this number, the more aggressive your martingale will be. Now, the other things we have to see in the settings are the stop loss is 253 pips. You can change that. Target profit is 30 pips. You can change that if you want. Now, start modifying the target profit after break even. This means that after 4 levels, so if you have like, for example, in the grid, 4 levels. Now, if you have this set to 4, then it will not work because all the trades will have a stop loss of 253 pips and the target profit of 30 pips. Now, let's say you have the level max 8, like here, and you have this start to modify the TP after break even in 4. What it means is after 4 levels are activated, like 5th level, then it will start to 4, 5, 6, like this. It will start to calculate a common target profit for all the trades. So it will calculate what is the break even, and based on the number you put here, TP from break even point, it will set the target on that one. So let's say you have 4 open trades. It will look where is the break even level, and it will add 11 pips on it. This is in pips, okay, not in dollars. So it will add 11 pips to that number. Now, if you want to put the target profit in money, you can put this to true and then put whatever you want here in money. Now, also you have something like the trailing stop loss. As you notice that there's a trailing stop loss on the orders once they reach a certain number in pips. Like here, if the number in pips reaches 10 pips, then it will start trailing with 7 pips trailing stop loss. You can disable this if you don't want, or if it's if you feel that it's not useful in your trading. Now, these settings here are the settings for the stochastic indicator and the moving average indicator. These are for the trend following strategy, because we have 2 strategies, okay? We have the trend following strategy and we have the counter trend following strategy. So you control the parameters for the trend following with this first part, and you control the parameters for the counter trend with these settings here. Now, just note that MA period is the moving average period. So you can control the MA that you want to, the period of the MA that you want to use for the moving average or for the trending pairs. Now, I give you some examples now of the trend trades. The trend trades have these criteria. It will buy when price is above the MA. This is a linear weighted MA, okay? It's a linear weighted moving average. And the stochastic is below the upper value. So as you can see here, we have the upper value of the stochastic 75. We have the MA 25. So what does it mean here? It means that it will buy when the price is more than the MA, which is 25. So this is MA 25, it's above it. And the stochastic is below the upper value. So this is the upper value, 75. So it's below the 75. Once it's above the 75, it will stop buying. Why? Because the market will be overbought and there's a risk of correction. So it will not be buying at the top of that range. These are a trend. Now, if you want this to be like longer term trend, you can change this to 200. So if you wanted to work only with the longer term trend, you can change this MA period to 200 and not just 25. Also for the sell, it will only sell when the price is below the linear weighted moving average, below this one, and the stochastic is above the lower value. So here we have set the lower value of the stochastic to be 25. So it will only buy if the stochastic is above 25 and the price is below the LWMA. So it will be like moving with the trend. However, it's not in an oversold condition. This is the reasons for it. Now the counter trend, how it works, it will buy when the stochastic is below the lower value. So it doesn't look at the, it's opposite to here. As you see, it was buying with the trend. However, it's not in an overbought region. It's selling with the trend. However, it's not in an oversold region. In the counter, what it does the opposite. It will only buy if the stochastic is lower, less than the lower value. Okay, so the stochastic is less than the lower value, it will start to buy because it's counter trend. It will consider that it's a trading range market. This is good for trading range market. Then you can use it in the trading range market. Now, it will also sell when the stochastic is above the upper value. So here, for example, you can have different values for the counter trend and the trend. So you can have the stochastic for the overbought region to be, let's say, 70. You can have it 80. It's up to you. You can have the level for the lower value where it is oversold region 30 or 20. You can change that according to your preference. Now, yeah, this is for the counter trend. You can disable that if you don't want. Now, from my experience, the best strategies with counter trend, if you know what you are doing, is to use martingale. Okay, and the best strategy with trends, if you know what you are doing, is to use something called anti-martingale. What this means is simply like this. If you want martingale, you will have 1.7 as the Dmrt level. If you want anti-martingale, we will do a special webinar for this because it's very interesting how it can improve the trading results. If you want anti-martingale, you set this to 0.9. Okay, so it will start to decrease in the next orders instead of increasing the lot size. Now, what is a grid trading? Grid trading, this is based on the indicator here that you put level max A above 1. Now, above 1, like 8, and here you have the range 21, so, or 20, it will start to add the trades. Let's say this is going down and everything is like, it gave like the order to start to buy here at this level. Then every time it goes 21 pips against the first trade, it will start to add 21 pips to average down the price. Because if you start, for example, with this level and you have only one trade, then the price needs to go above this level to make money. If you have two trades, like this trade and this trade, it continue going down and you average down here, you bought another one, then if it goes up again to the middle point, then you will be in profit. And if you go above that, this will be the break-even level. If you go above that by 11 pips, which you can control here. So if you wanted 5 pips, you control it here. You change this here. If you wanted 1 pip, you control it here. So if you want, for example, that it either makes money directly with the first trade, if it has to add more trades, you are happy to just exit at break even plus 1 pip. Then you can change this to 1 pip. It's up to you. Now, the benefits of grid trading, you don't have to be very accurate on your entries, because as you know, the market is very, very difficult to get to the pip, like guess or speculate that your entry price is going to be that accurate to every pip. So grid trading is an excellent solution for that, because it will allow you to work and make profit very well, even if you are not very accurate on your entry, on your first entry price. You just need that the market is going sideways or moving in your direction. Let's say you want it to go up, it's an upward trend, or it's going in a downward trend, but it's not like very strong. The trend going down against you is not very strong. So it will be like going down, going up. You will make the money. This will automatically close everything with the profit if you have the right settings, of course. And then going down, going up. So this will also make for you money, because it's going down, like the trend is down and you want it like only buy, but it's going doing it in a very small way. It's not like very, very going hard in one direction against you. Now, of course, if you are working with pairs which trade a lot, you have to be careful. You have to know how to choose your pairs. Now, one way you can do to choose pairs which I like, I will explain it at the end of this webinar to help you know how to choose pairs for this kind of EA. Now, as you know, also it's like in basket trading, this EA will, if you have a grid, once you have like a total profit, it will exit at that profit, as we explained before. You can enable or disable the martingale, as I explained. So if you don't want the martingale to work, simply put this one, okay? It's up to you to have this working or not working. The martingale is not evil. It just, you have to know, you have to understand how to use it, okay? Now, as you know, I released a version 5 of this EA, and the version 5, it works only with the trends. And it's a conservative version of this EA, where you can select how it will take trades based on the trend. This trend is based on the moving averages here, which are the 100 and the 200. And I have deleted the counter trend criteria in the version 5. So this is a conservative version of the EA. It has more conservative settings, and it also makes profit. I mean, I've been running it for like 1 month on an account. It's making around 20% per month with very small drawdown. I can show you now like some results, and you will be able to see them. Now, what are the criteria on the version 5? Here are the criteria on the version 5. It will only take trend trades. Now, it will only buy when the close is below the moving average, which you select here, the first one, okay? This is, the first one is MA, the second one is MA2. So it will only take trades when the close of the price is below the first moving average. However, the first moving average is above the second moving average. So you will see that the MA is above the A2, and the stochastic is above its signal line, because we only are interested in taking trades which are moving in the direction we want. So if we want to buy, we want the stochastic to be above the signal line. And if we want to take a sell, we want the stochastic to be below its signal line. So for example, also for the sell, it's vice versa, okay? So for example, in here, we can see that the green line is the MA, the blue line is the MA2. This is, so it will be taking trades only if the price, now it will only take sell trades, just to be clear. Now it will only take sell trades, and it will only take them when the price will close above the green line and starts moving down. So it should be moving down, that the stochastic will be below its signal line. This is why it's very conservative. It makes good money. It will only trade when the trades are going with the trend. It will not take counter trend trades. This is the version 5. So this is the explanation for the settings. I will be taking all your questions. Please feel free to ask me anything about the EA, and I will be very happy to help you understand how it works. So let me just share one thing with you. One more thing to share. 1 second. Okay. Okay. All right. So for selecting pairs to trade. Now, if you want to select pairs which are for the counter trend, okay, what we want is a pair which is doing sideways market. Sideways market means buyers and sellers are approximately the same. So there's like not, the market is not being squeezed in one direction, and the buyers and the sellers are keeping the market at a equilibrium level. So a good rule to choose a sideways market is whenever you look at the MyFX book and you see that the buyers and the sellers are between 45% and 55%. This is like euro US dollar. It's a sideways market now. GBP USD, it's a sideways market now. So what it means is that any time you have like the range between 40 and 60, okay, you don't have like 30 and 70. You have 40 and 60, 55 and 45. When you see that you are between 40 and 60 on these values, this is a sideways market. When you see that the market is skewing in one direction, like in this is a trending market. So you shouldn't be like going with counter trend on these markets. Now, as I explained earlier in an earlier webinar, whenever you have anything like 70 and 30 and beyond, for example, 80 and 20, 70 and 30, anything like skewed with more than 70 or less than 30, then the market is trending in the direction of the minority. And you should be only trading with the direction of the minority. So, for example, the Euro Yen, you should be only trading long on the Euro Yen. You should only take the buy trend trades on the Euro Yen. This is the way to do it in a safe way. So if you want to choose pairs that are trending, you can set the EA to work with these trending pairs based on, for example, on the Euro Yen, you set it only to take buy trades. On the AUD CAD, you set it to only take sell trades. On the GBP USD, you can, in this condition here today, you can set it to take counter trend trades. The Euro US dollar also counter trend trades. So you can select counter trend trades on anything that is in the equilibrium, and whenever it is in a skewed, taking like side, for example, more than 70 to the 30 ratio, then you can take to the minority side, okay? EuroCAD, for example, you can focus only on selling it, not on buying. This is one of the best ways I found using this EA. And I will show you here with the version 5. You can see also on the MyFX book, the back tests for 1 year on the based on the default values on 10 different pairs. So you can see that it makes quite a good amount based on this back test. And it has quite a acceptable drawdown on many of them. So most of the drawdowns are below the 20%. Maybe one had like 24%, but most of them are like, also this one is like a little bit above 20%, but most of them are below the 20%, okay, based on the default values. So this is it for today. This is the webinar. Now I will be open to your questions, and I will be very happy to answer whatever you have. Okay, let's see what you've got. Please put for me what position.
Good question.
Yeah, what position size is recommended per amount in equity? Well, it depends on things. I mean, if you want to use it on the default value, on the default settings, with the 4 pairs that I have, it's recommended to start with at least $3,000. So it will be able to trade 0.01 lot and start to grow. But as you can see that before it started with $1,000, it grew it to $88,000 in a matter of 8 months. And then the account, it blew up because it was on full automation. We were not like managing that account. How to protect the account when a strong trend is you can protect the account by setting the maximum the maximum like amount of trades. For example, you can say I want that the maximum will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Also with the maximum stop, like the maximum loss, if you can, as I showed you in the presentation, you can set like the maximum loss should be like whatever number in dollars you want. Okay, where can I see the forward test? The forward test, I will send you the, I mean, everybody was checking it like for months. I will send you the link later on. Okay, where do you actually make the changes in the A to add pairs and to adjust pair as you just showed? That is, if I want to only sell because sentiment is buy euro.
Where do you actually do it? Can you show in the EA, in the actual MT4 with the EA, where you actually go do that? Where you say, for instance, the sentiment says everybody's buying euro versus the
Well, the
yen,
sentiment,
80-20.
sure.
Where
The
do you
sentiment
change?
is a number you get from MyFXbook, so it's not connected
No, I
to
know.
MyFXbook. Yeah, but I
No,
will
no,
show
I
you in
agree.
the
You know
EA
that.
and the MT4 how you do it. One second, let me
Yeah.
show you. One
I
second.
don't know how to make the changes to the EA to A, add pairs, and B, shut off buying or selling depending upon the sentiment.
Sure. Let me do that. Okay. So 1 second. Let me get the screen. Okay. All right. So let's consider, for example, here the euro US dollar, it was sideways. So sideways market, we will just put this one. And then we only want sideways market means counter trend. So what we will be doing, we will have the counter trend true, the trend false, and then we will just put the lot mode to 1, so it will compound. We can put the level max equal to 8. I will keep the martingale because in sideways market, I like to use martingale. And this, I will let it to start working at 4 levels. And target 11 is fine. Now 11 pips. Okay, this is based on what I was explaining right now, and it will work 24 hours. I have no problem because it's sideways market. It's not a problem. So you just simply put the OK. When you click OK, then it will attach to this chart. If you want to use it on euro yen, you have to just change this chart. You have to select here euro yen. Okay. And then come first, we have to see what is the sentiment on euro yen. Euro yen is saying just buy, okay? Because 76% are short, 24% are long. Then we want to go with the minority, which is 24%, which are long. So we will just buy. How it works, we will do this. Come here. We will put the buy trend true. We will put sell is false, okay? And we will not be selling, so it will be just buying because we want only to buy. We don't want the counter, okay? Just false, false, and just one true, and then the rest are the same. Did I answer your question?
A bit quickly, but yes. The answer, if the sentiment is sell, then we strong sell, we want to buy.
If the sentiment is sell, then you will have like this: sell trend is the true, and buy is the false, and we don't want counter, so we will put false, false. We will only be taking...
Just set the one, if we're supposed to be buying because we're going against the sentiment, then we say buy true and everything else false.
Exactly. So you only
this one is the trend. This one you just
trending,
did.
If it's trending, then you better have like only one of these conditions true and the rest are false. If it's counter trend, then it's better to have the buy trend, sell trend to false and the counter set to true. This is if you want to do it in a conservative way. If you want to just run it as default and just take the full risk, then you can just set them as the set file that I gave you. But if you want to do it in a intelligent way, conservative way, and knowing what you are doing, then this is how you do it.
Where do you add more pairs?
You can add more pairs by adding more charts. So for example, here you can just have another chart and attach the EA to the second chart you want.
Gotcha.
Because you cannot
Gotcha.
do
So
it from one chart. You don't know, like one chart will be upward trend, the second downward trend, the third maybe conservative, like sideways market. So it's not that easy to put them all in the same inputs. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So let's see any more questions. Risk in money. Risk in money is how much maximum risk you are taking in the account. So for example, let's say you have an account $10,000 and you want to risk only $1,000. So if the equity drops below 9,000, for example, on that account, and you lose, it will stop trading that account. So whenever the loss is more than the risk in money that you assign, it will stop trading. It will close all trades and stop trading. So with the normal EA needs managing with the EA set and forget. Yeah, exactly. With the normal EA, it's better to manage it because you have to know what is happening, how you are using it. As I showed you, you have several different ways of using it depending on the market. As with the version 5, since it is very strict on selecting trades that are trending and going with the trend, so you have like much better results or stable results if you want when you set and forget, because it can handle the trend and it can handle. But if you are using the aggressive version, you can make more money sometimes. But if you don't know what you are doing, you can also lose your account. So you have to know how to use the EA. This EA with the original version, it's excellent for people who know how to use it. They can make money very quick. However, if you don't know how to use it, better use the version 5. Because as you know, I am giving both versions with every purchase you make. It was this was the original version that I'm telling you about, but it used to use limit orders, and a lot of brokers would disable your account if you use too much limit orders, because the EA used to put the limit order and delete them if they again don't get triggered. Put them, delete them. It used to do it so much that the broker, many brokers, they used to disable the accounts. So it's the same EA, but just with the limit orders. Now we are using hidden limit orders to manage this. In the comment, we can choose buy, sell. We just keep that buy, sell. Yeah, just keep the buy, sell. As I told you, you can choose what to buy, what to sell in the settings, depending on which EA you are using. Like in the original version, you can select which one you want to use. It's half automatic. You have to choose pairs by your own. Okay, as for the first version, or the original version, you can put it on the sideways going pairs if the conditions are right, and let it work. On the second version, which is the version 5, you can set it and forget it. So it's not half automatic, it's full automatic. Version 5 is full automatic because it's conservative. The original version, you can use it as full automatic, but it's more risky. So you have to be careful with it. Do you have some results if you combine trading and counter trades into one? Yeah, of course. I mean, you can go to our, I will send the link later also. You can go to our performance page where you can see that it went up around 8,600% in 8 months. And it was like in front of everyone as well. So we can use on any pair, not restricted. Yeah, of course. I mean, you can use on any pair, not restricted, but best user. Yeah, of course. I mean, recommended pairs are based on the fact that they are in a sideways market if you do use the original version. Now, if you want to use it on the version 5, it's not limited. You can use on any pairs. What are results without martingale? Is it strategy dependent on grid and martingale? I don't have results for the without martingale because this is an EA that was developed to grow small accounts. And to grow small accounts very quickly, you need to use some kind of a grid or martingale. If you don't want to use these, this is not going to be a very efficient EA for you. So it's better to not use it unless you are using it with what we are saying about selecting your pairs based on upper trend, lower downward trend. So if you know what you are doing with MyFX book, then you can use it. Yes, that happened to me. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Better use it. Better use the new version. Otherwise, your account will be disabled. Well, that account, everybody knows what happened. IC Markets messaged me and thank you very much. Yes. Welcome. Yeah, of course, the EAs, they come with a set file and they come also the version 5, it has the default settings which work directly and they have produced the results I have showed you earlier. So yeah. No, you don't change. With the version 5, you don't change anything, you just set and forget. Any more questions, guys? Yeah, it's fully automatic. On version 5, it's fully automatic. You are very welcome. I like the robots. I had a... Yeah, it's fine. Can we do for indices? Yeah, you can do. You just need to change the range because it will work in different ways. It will work also on Bitcoin, but you have to change the also indices, and on Bitcoin you can use it, but you have to change the range and you have to change the stop loss and the target. You cannot use like 30 pips. It's nothing on Bitcoin and with indices too. So you have to use like something else for that. It has to be changed. The settings have to be changed for that. Using a trial version. Okay. Could you do a set for us on indices and Bitcoin maybe? Is good so far. Also maybe gold. Well, it can work on these, but doing settings is not a hobby for me. You know, it's like if you want, we can discuss it. It's no problem. We can do that. No worries, no problems, guys. So any more questions? Please ask me any questions you want. It's better than contact me because most of the time I cannot answer questions on Telegram. Like it's better if you can ask them to me in the webinars. I will be trying to do these webinars every week to share with you everything, what version for trial using. You can trial version 5 because the original version, it's better it's better to understand how to use it because most people who are going for trials, they will just use the default settings and they don't want to understand how to use the EA. So version, yeah. So I'm giving version 5 for trial because it's easier for beginners. Now, if somebody wants the more aggressive version, it's going to be the original version. I cannot give it for trial because most people will not know how to use it and they will get in trouble. I don't want that for them. Okay. Any more questions, guys? I love to answer questions that you have, okay? It's just that many times I get the questions at the wrong moments. So yeah. So if you have any more questions, great. EA demo up 12%. You are welcome. You are welcome. Can you send us last time webinar on date? Yeah, of course, I will do that. This account invest password. Which account are you mentioning? I mean,
You also mentioned that you're not going to keep the MyFX books updated because you have to change the password every time you update
I mean,
it.
there's a problem. I mean, this webinar today is about explaining for everyone how the EA works, what's the strategy used, what's the basis of the EA, and how it works. So it's not like a black box. So you will know how it works. Now, as for showing live accounts, how it's performing, and this we can do a separate webinar for that, because I have to explain many things also as well. As for updating my performance, it's a big hassle with my FX book because they have a verification process that causes problems. With the account owners, I have to change the investor password, and they will get logged out, and then I have to change again. It's a headache for me. Okay. Do you recommend $3,000 capital per chart? Well, as I said, it's like you can use $1,000 to start with if you know what you are doing. With $3,000, you can use it if you use 0.01 lots to start with, and you can use it on many charts, not on just one chart. Well, the market is all the time either ranging or trending. So it depends on the market. You have to use whatever you have based on the market, okay? So I can't give you like an answer what is better, ranging or trending. It's just you have to follow the market and try to do what you can do with the market that you have. Yeah, exactly. I mean, when the markets are in a sideways, I mean, as I explained in the MyFX book, you will be able to tell if the market is ranging or trending. So based on that information, you know how to set up the settings now if you have if you are using the original version. Now with the new version, like the version 5, it only works on trends. So you don't have the option for the counter trends. How about equity with 50K? Yeah, of course, it's a good solution if you know how to use it. I mean, you can be making between 60 and 70% every month based on the correct settings if you know how to use it. If you want, contact me, I can explain in more details. Any plans to have an EA that detects and the change in the market? Yes, of course. I mean, we are always like updating and making new updates to make it more profitable, at the same time controlling the risk and adapting to different markets. But I mean, the main thing that we have now is that we are using the MyFX book to detect the condition in the market, if it's like sideways or trending. And until now, we don't have like a API or some kind of automated means to integrate this into the EA. So we still have to do it by reading the condition on the market manually. You can do it like once in the morning, because usually the situation on MyFX book, it gives you the amount of people holding the pair. So you will see, like, based on $2.8 billion worth of accounts, how many people are like short, long on this pair, and it will give you these statistics. So these don't usually change every day. They like even take more than 4 or 5 days to change. So you can keep the same settings working on this analysis basis for several days. Okay. Any more questions, guys? I will be happy to answer you. You are welcome. You are welcome, my friend. Is MT5 version? It's not yet available, but we are considering to start working on it. You are welcome, Sherwin. Everybody is welcome. So, okay, guys, you are welcome to try version 5 for free. If anybody wants the original version, which is the more aggressive version, now after seeing this webinar today, you will be able to know how to use it. The original version, its original price was $500. We knocked it down to $250 to make it more available for people. So if anybody is interested in buying it, now we also introduced a renting option. So you will be able to rent it for 1 month for $100 if you are not sure if you want to buy it as of yet. So if you want to rent, you can rent it for $100. If you want to buy, you can buy it now for $250. And later on, I don't know if the prices will change or if this will all be like moved into just managing accounts. But at the moment, we have the EAs for sale. You are welcome to try them, buy them, rent them. It's up to you. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. Any more questions? I will be happy to answer.
Yeah, just so it's clear, because I was watching the EA perform, the way the martingale works, if the market's going against you, this level, those matrix levels, how that because I see, I'm looking at it right now, hold on. I have the Euro USD is going the opposite way right now.
Okay.
So it entered a trade at 0.1 lot size, and then the price went down. So it entered another buy at 0.2 lot size. That's the martingale and the matrix in action, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it would go, if it kept going against it, it would go 0.3 at a different price. And if it had all the way to 8 levels.
It will go according to your martingale setting, which is by default, it's 1.7. So if you set it to 1.7, it will multiply the next trade every time by 1.7. This is the multiplication factor for the martingale. If you change it to 1, it will not add. It will be the same number. It will be the same exact number all the time.
Got it. Understand. That was confusing till you explained it. Now it's clear.
You are welcome. If anybody has any questions more, I will be very happy to answer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, guys, anything more?
Do you think your system?
Do
you think your system will be able to do the numbers it did again?
Well, it can do them if you know how to use it. It can do them for you every month, but you have to understand that the market is not all the time in a trading range. It did them because even the trends which happened in the past 8 months, they didn't happen like very, very strong. It can repeat them. You just need to apply this EA to the right conditions, which I explained to you, like knowing how to change, knowing how to select your pairs. This is your main job. Like you just do it every morning, one time. Just go to my FX book, check if the pair is in a trading range or in a trending phase. And then you will be able to choose the settings for that pair. I mean, it doesn't need too much effort. Like it will just take you 5 minutes every day to just keep it working.
Fantastic. And what if we're already still in trades? what would happen in that kind of situation? Say we're in US.
If you are like in trades, you have to assess, for example, if the market like reversed on you and you see that, for example, it was sideways market, and then you see that it started to trend in a very strong way in one direction. You have to assess the situation. Usually it will not reach all the 8 maximum level of trades in the grid before it will tell you if the trend has started or not. It will not be like a sideways for 8 levels. 8 levels is around 160 pips or 170 pips. It's too much. I mean, 170 pips, it should give you a clear indication if it's starting to trend or not before that, before moving 170 pips in one direction.
Brilliant. That's really, really great. That's fantastic. And just how many pips does it have to move in one direction to blow the account? You know, I guess it depends on what.
Well, it depends on the range that you put. For example, if you put it 21 pips, it's based on that. So you can change that to whatever you want. You can say, for example, the range that every time it will add a new trade, it will be like not 21 pips, it will be 50 pips. So it will. So it's up to you. You can choose whatever number you want.
Brilliant. That's absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you so much for answering.
You are most welcome.
With
the robot, can we also do manual trace on the same pair? The robot will not interfere, right? No, it will not interfere because it will manage the trades by the magic number. So it will not look at the new trades that you have entered. However, one thing you can do, if you see, for example, that one of the trades is in profit and it's in a good profit and you want to take it out and you close it, then the robot will automatically calculate the target profit for the other trades and will change that. So it will be at break even plus 11, for example, or whatever number you have chosen. Okay, any more questions, guys? Okay, guys, so thank you for attending this webinar. I will try to upload it to YouTube, and you are welcome to ask me any questions, contact me. You have my contact details on the website, Telegram, WhatsApp, emails, anything. All right, take care, guys. Thank you very much. Bye for now.